Alright guys, so we are going to take Jazz out today, and thanks to R1's generosity of the ride, what's up, y'all get to come along with us, so let's dive into it.
T-bone roars like a thunderstorm blast, engine growling as the trees rush past, wheels on fire carve the mountain's face, the legend rides with a reckless grace. T-bone shadow cuts the sky through the peaks where...
Alright guys, welcome in. As I said, we're taking out on Miss Jazz today. This is actually R1's third official ride on Jazz. R1 has never wanted to ride Jazz. She always rode Big Papa, always rides Big Papa. The bike that was bought specifically for her to ride, but thought we'd just get out and low for a bit today. I wasn't actually going to record today, but R1 said, you know what, take the camera. So y'all get to come along on just a ride today. Don't even have a particular destination in mind. Just a cruise. Start feeling the coolness in the air. Here we're in September. And the coolness in the air, guys, is a reminder we're not too far away from the Halloween special. As it stands right now, we got this week and next week, and then the end of September, the last Monday of September, we will actually be having the lead-in episode to the Halloween series. Now, if you're new here today and you don't know what I'm talking about, the Halloween series that I'm doing, but it will go the entire month of October with the lead-in episode September the 29th, and then that following Monday will be the first Monday of October. Then we will have 5 episodes that are connected with the series for the month of October. So all in all is 6 episodes, but the series will end on Halloween night, October the 31st, which this year will be on a Friday night. And normally nobody goes live on Friday nights or anything like that, so that should work out good. So Friday night, that October the 31st, Friday night, Halloween night, you guys be with us, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, while we talk about the Halloween series, the final Halloween night episode. At this point, I will go ahead and tell you at this point right now, I have got them shot. I have begun the editing process. And I know that's going to, take away from the mystery, but through movie magic. Most of the time when I was doing the movie reviews, I didn't actually shoot those until it was October, but as I found out last year, those of you who are new who don't know, as I found out last year with the Cryptids of North America series, I had put about 6 months worth of work into those episodes before we even got near October. So, but I hope they turn out good. I hope y'all enjoy them, and I hope that the content is up to par. Kind of windy out here today. It's about noon, a little afternoon. Beautiful Sunday. Rain. We've been getting a lot of rain lately. It rained a lot yesterday. Pretty well much rained out anything that anybody had planned up in North Georgia yesterday. Yesterday was supposed to be the opening day of soccer at work. I'm not sure if they actually got to have their opening day or get any of their games played. But I tell you what, guys, once I figure out what we're doing and kind of what direction we're heading, I will bring y'all back. Y'all just hang tight. All right, guys, as we get out here on Highway 2, New pavement. You know, I love to ride on new pavement. I know a lot of riders say, "Oh, don't ride new pavement." If you give it a little time and let the oils settle down, let it get rained on a few times to wash any of the oil off. I love riding on new pavement. But yeah, guys, R1 has never really spent a lot of time riding the Road King. Up till last week, she had actually never ridden on gas. And I put the pad back on the sissy bar and monkeyed around with the floorboards a little bit and got her on and went for a couple of rides. As we rode, she started doing more things to make herself comfortable. Both of us riding this bike, of course, with the saddlebags, and of course I can put saddlebags on Big Papa, but I don't like the look of leather bags on that bike. I've got a couple of sets of leather bags, but I just don't like the way they look on the bike. And they're not really big enough to be super functional. But with her being on pop or jazz and, you know, comfortable riding, that opens up a whole new world for us to be able to travel and do what we need to do. So what's going on with the channel, man? I'll tell you, everything's just ramped up. I had stated in maybe one of the earlier videos that I just hadn't got to do the traveling that I wanted to do this summer. My schedule, guys, and this ain't no lie, my schedule this summer has just been absolutely, completely stretched all the way to the max. Not enough time really to do any of the stuff that I was wanting to do this summer. I was actually wanting to ride down to tour the little town where The Walking Dead had been filmed. Didn't get to do that. I was going to get Doyle from Blue Bike and Doyle. And if y'all ain't subscribed to the Blue Bike and Doyle, go over there and give him a like or subscribe. Check out a few videos. If you think he's right for you, subscribe. Of course, his wife, her Three Wheels, she has her own channel. They great folks that make great content. But if you haven't got a chance to check them out, I highly encourage you to go do so. Doyle is he's just got a good sense of humor and good comedic timing on things. He does different segments. Of course, he moto vlogs, but he's got a series called Dicking Around in the Shed. Then he's got mail call. He does some great mail calls. Y'all go check him out, and if you like what you see, hit the subscribe button. Tell him T-Bone sent you. He'll get a kick out of that. But I was going to have him to lead us around down there and kind of give us a tour. Just never worked out. You know, I had planned on trying to go back to Maggie Valley on the vacation I took at work. I took a short vacation around my birthday last month, and I had planned on trying to ride up to Maggie Valley, back up to Wheels Through Time, but unfortunately it don't look like I'm going to make it back up there this season, but definitely we'll try to get back up there next season for sure. I don't want to be a one visit and then wait 10 or 15 more years before I revisit. And plus it's a great ride, but this Road King, getting R1 comfortable on the Road Kings, you know, I know it's going to be a task, but it's a task I think she can get up to. I think she just has to get used to the riding style, because we went from the Tour Glide, which if you're new here, the Tour Glide was an 84 Tour Glide full dresser bagger that I started the channel on. You can scroll through earlier footage and you can see it. So we rode it a lot, and then we ended up getting Big Papa so she would be 100% comfortable riding. But like I said, having a bike that doesn't have you know, air ride suspension and all that, which Softail's comfortable, don't get me wrong, we're comfortable riding on the bike, but starting to get a lot of miles on Big Papa, and I want to have a second option. And of course, Jazz is just sitting there begging to be rode a lot of times. But yeah, there's just a lot going on, and like I said, my schedule got completely destroyed this year. You know, we're still down. Of course, those of you who've been with the channel for a while, y'all know that back in January we went down a guy at work, and it's starting to look like he's going to have some kind of major neck surgery. So not sure how long we're going to be down. We've already been down about 9 months without him being there, and it's about to get even busier, if that makes any sense, because now I've got fall soccer going on, and he was the employee who covered the fall basketball maintenance schedule. So me and the other guy who is the softball, baseball maintenance guy, him and I are going to have to kind of team up and do all of the basketball stuff this winter. So my fall and winter schedule is going to be just as hectic as the spring and summer schedule was. So, of course, this year, being he went out in January, he went out after the basketball season had ended. So now we're faced with probably having to do the basketball season all season long. We're going to be stretched to the max. Going to be stretched to the max. So I'm not sure how all that's going to play out. All I know is that none of this is conducive to our schedules of us having good schedules. But hopefully by the first of the year, or hopefully before next spring, things will be a little less hectic. And, you know, I'm not going to try to pre-plan anything anymore. I've told me and R1 talked about it a few times. Every time we try to pre-plan what we want to do or what we think we can do, every single time something comes along and we're just not able to do anything that we planned. So we're just going to try to fly by the seat of our pants, I guess, which is what I've been doing this summer. You know, I know people are like, you know, why don't you come and see us? Or, you know, you haven't stopped by. And, you know, most of the content that I've been shooting has been just content that I have actually just been able to make as I'm going. Outside of the Halloween content, which I actually had to stop and focus on it. And in the meantime, you know, covering the UFO stuff. Of course, it will have already aired probably last week by the time this video comes out. The moon landing episode. Hope y'all enjoyed that episode. Excuse me, guys. Ragweed is running wild in North Georgia. But yeah, you know, just a ton of that stuff going on. And we also to the point too, the K9 cop, most of y'all who were here last year, you're my regular subscribers and regular watchers, the K9 Foundation, I think it was Combat Vets did that. I have been invited to go back again this September, which on the schedule, if everything goes like it's supposed to, that's supposed to be next Saturday. And of course, that's a fully content-driven ride that I go on to do that. Just to cover that event for those guys is such an honor. So I am going to try to do that next Saturday. So hopefully I can do that. I'm going to try. I just have to wait. I really won't know if I'm going to be able to do that until probably next Friday evening. Sadly, it'll take that long before I know I can do it. But hopefully I can, because I look forward to those events. And guys, I tell you, I've said it in all the other videos that I've done working with like the Combat Vets Association and Nom Nights. I'm not a military guy, and those guys, they know I support our military, I support our troops, and just that those guys think enough of me as a content creator to invite me to come and take part in the special stuff that they do. It's so humbling, and it's such an honor for me to be able to do that. So I really hope that I'm going to be able to. But let me get across the 5 and I'll bring y'all back. All right, guys, we got across the 4 lane there. Man, I'll tell you, road work going on up here. We got road work going on everywhere. But, that's just kind of a conditioning ride for R1. I want her to get more comfortable riding on Chaz. those of y'all who've been here for a while, y'all know Jazz is pretty well much the workhorse of this channel. I've depended on her. She has now done her second Halloween series for the channel. Last year with the Cryptids of North America, she was the workhorse for that. She brought it all together for me. And again, having the bags and being able to carry stuff such as tripods and stuff like that. But yeah, just a conditioning ride, trying to get R1 conditioned to Jazz. And I think she's going to take to it pretty good. I think she's going to do pretty good. She just, you know, she's kind of suffers from what some of the other ladies I know of suffer from. They're 5 foot or less, and you know, Jazz has the bars that go around these saddlebags, and kind of, you know, if you spend too much time against the legs, it can hurt. I'm actually going to look at this winter trying to figure out how to eliminate the front part of the bar off of the bags. That'll clear about another inch, which she's fine right now. If she's wearing her riding boots, she's good. So she picked her up a pair of nice Harley riding boots a couple of years ago. But yeah, you know, if you're new here and you don't know, I usually try to stay subject driven. Usually all my content is subject driven, in which I guess today is too. Although I said really there wasn't no plan, there isn't, but you know, just talking about conditioning and things going on with the channel. And, watching the Recycle Hooligans channel here lately, he's got a lot of cool stuff coming up. If y'all haven't checked out Hooligan, go check him out, Recycle Hooligan. Check out his videos. If you like what he's doing, give him a subscribe. Tell him T-Bone sent you. But he's got a bunch of parts that he has ordered up throughout the year for his motorcycle. He has a Honda Shadow 1100. I think it's a Sabre. I don't know. I think it's the Shadow Sabre. I may be wrong about that, but I know it's 1100 Shadow. But he's gotten some bars and grips. He's going to change out the aesthetics. Last year he changed the seat out. One of his watchers had a seat, OEM seat that fit the bike, and he got him a new seat on there. So he's going to be working on bars and grips, and he said there was other stuff coming, so I assume he's just stockpiling parts right now for his bike, and he'll probably do some of that stuff over the winter. Tell you one of the, and I've spoke about it recently here on the channel, one of his niches is to be able to review products, because he buys products. He's not sponsored by any of them, and now he'll review them and tell you what he thinks about them. And there's one part that he stands behind that he's reviewed actually more than a couple of times on his channel, is the brake-free helmet light that attaches to the back of your helmet. It's an older product. It's been out for a few years, but he really stands by it. And I told him one time, I said, dude, your niche is product review. You're really good at it, and I really enjoy it. Which at the time of this video in the timeline, his last one he did was the toolbox that he picked up from Harbor Freight for like 50 bucks. He needed him another toolbox, so he went and bought him one. It was a good looking little box for the price. I haven't been to Harbor Freight yet to look at them, but I'm thinking about going looking at them, maybe getting me one of them. Because all my tools are in tool bags. I carry them out. I picked that habit up back when I was remodeling houses and building houses with AMS Construction in Atlanta. I kept everything in soft bags, but you know, of course, a hard toolbox being, you know, more conducive to your shop, or you're going to keep it in your house or whatever like that. But yeah, man, guys, that's just kind of everything that's going on. Of course, the month of October, having gotten the episodes together, I'll be taking a mental health break. I won't have to record nothing there for about a 2 or 3 week stretch. I can kind of take a mental break. You have to do that. I've learned from time to time, if you're going to keep your mental health up, you're going to keep yourself, in a good mental state, you got to take a break from this stuff. Which, by the time I took my July vacation at work, I was ready. And then taking the little vacation around my birthday, it helped out a lot. Of course, I've got a lot of projects around the house that I've got to get taken care of. Just the yearly stuff of getting ready for winter time to come in, because I'm thinking our 90-degree days are over with here in extreme North Georgia up here. We're going to average probably 82, 84 highs from here on out. And that'll happen right up till about the end of September, 1st of October. And then we'll hit a real big cool-off phase where we go down into the 60s and 70s, 40s at night. Then we'll warm back up, and we'll be in the middle of what they call Indian summer here in the south. And it usually lasts anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks, where the temperatures will warm back up. You'll have to wear a hoodie, but you still have very nice weather to get out and do stuff. Kind of late fall. And then usually it's a storm front that'll come through. It'll push up out of the Gulf, or it'll swoop down from up north. You'll just have one of them freak cold storms that come through. And then the temperature will fall, and it'll stay pretty well much gloomy and gray the rest of the winter. So we got that to look forward to. Oh, man. But I'll tell you something, guys. Just having R1 out here with me riding Jazz, it's just a good day. But I've got to back out of here for a minute. I've got to actually get some fuel for Jazz and take us a little break. We've been riding for a little while now. So y'all hang tight, and we'll be back in just a minute. All right, guys. Conditioning ride coming to an end here in a minute. We just been riding. We acquired R1 stuff she needed from the DG. Been a good ride. A lot of bikes out today, man. Everybody enjoying this 70 degree weather we're having. It's probably about 75 out here right now. A little bit of cool in the air. I mean, not cold enough to need a jacket or anything. Yeah, man. Just out and enjoying the day. Oh, me and the Hillbilly was in, Georgia Hillbilly was in Slickhead Custom. No, was it Slick or was it Hippie? One of their premieres. And I had said that we need to get, might have been Hippie's premiere. I said we need to get Georgia Hillbilly behind the camera and get him to shoot content. He said, I know. He had said a while back, actually, a long while back, he was thinking about buying himself a camera. I don't know that he ever did. He said that just seems like a lot of work to me, and I'm like, yeah, well, it is. But with the traveling that Hillbilly does, I think Hillbilly could have a great channel. He does so much traveling, going from, going to Sturgis, and he does, I think, maybe 2, maybe 3 big rides like that, usually a year. I don't know if he does that many now or not. I know he did do big rides like that, but told him, get you behind the camera. Told him I'd have to get it set up if he ever got one decided he wants to do it. He may just be a watcher, though. He may not want to deal with all the nonsense of content creating, which, we've talked about it. I've been listening to other content creators talk about it for a while, talking about the motovlog scene dying. Will it ever die and go completely away? No, I don't think so. definitely think it's going to slow down. I think it has slowed down. I think it got so popular because of the sweet and sour sniffles. But we're not bound down to our homes like that anymore, and I think people, they're still watching it. I find myself not watching it like I used to. I still try to watch the people that I'm subscribed to. Used to, I would go searching for new people. That's kind of how I ran across Dave over in Australia, and a couple others was just searching for small YouTube motovlog channels in my free time when couldn't do a whole lot. But I don't think, I hope it don't die and go away. I'll just say it like that. But yeah, I don't know that we could actually say that that content will ever just completely go away. Hopefully it won't. Who knows? But I'll tell you something I have been seeing has been cool is, I don't know if any of y'all been seeing it on your ads on YouTube, but the ad that Adam Sandoval's been doing for Law Tigers, it not only turned up on YouTube on me, but it also turned up on my HBO app one day. So that's cool. Of course, Adam Sandoval got a lot going on. He's got a lot of partnerships. He's basically a entrepreneur, philanthropist. He likes to make it a business. Of course, those of us who've been following Adam for a while, we know what he's all about with the taking care of the wounded warriors and stuff. So very cool to see somebody from the motorcycle community that's making it so far. That's very, very cool. And I tell you what, guys, we're going to pack it on in and call it a day, I think. We've been out for a while. We've got a few things we need to do. A couple of things that need to get took care of. But remember to be here the last last Monday in September for the lead-in episode to the Halloween series. And I don't know, at the time shooting this video, I haven't thought about it, but I may do a live sometime, maybe that Saturday before or something in the evening if the weather's good enough and conducive, if I ain't too busy. But I tell you what, guys, I think this is where I'm going to lay it down. If you're new here, I invite you to go check out a few of our other videos, watch them, and if you like what you see and think we might be right for you, consider hitting that subscribe button. I'm not even sure where we're at as far as subscribers go right now. I haven't looked at any of my analytics in a long time, but until the next time, guys, y'all take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and hey, thanks for watching.